Hey guys, questions arisen recently about what does it mean to settle a group? It's a term we hear all the time. Someone pointed out, you say that every video, a number of times a video, but I don't really know what it means. And indeed, it's far more difficult to define. Pardon me. So let's take a look at a few examples and try to define it through examples. Oh. Okay. Let's start up here. This is old style, but it served the purpose well. Is white settled? Well, yes and no. I guess I don't know what the word actually means. Is white finished? No. Is white alive? Yes. Completely alive. Or rather, white can live if he chooses to. So if white does nothing, black turns, white's alive. Now again, that's if he wants to be. If white starts ignoring things, then sure, white can die. Just like if white ignores this, white can die. But we say the group's not finished because this is black sente to kill. And all of a sudden, black has developed this thickness, which is worth about 2 points per thickness. So black gains in the neighborhood of 4 points at no cost at all. And this not only locally 4 points, but globally, Area 1 has entirely changed its character into black's favor. So it's an extremely large move at no cost. And this is the big thing about Go, getting things at no cost. Now, it took me, I don't know how many years to say, minimum 10 years to understand that, because no one would say those words. They'd say things like play strong. Well, what does that mean? I had no idea what that meant. Well, if your opponent can make a move like A, which is extremely thick and beneficial, and he does it for free, that means you did something weak. So playing strong means to finish. Now, we did just give black some extra value here, right? But he didn't, it's our move, not his move. And we stopped him for getting the free value, and then it's his move. Okay. So there's being alive, and then there's being finished. Now, wouldn't it be great by the end of this video that we knew the difference between settled and finished? I have no idea. So we'll keep going here and see what happens. Next example. Is white finished? Well, white's alive. But we say is not finished because what's white going to do? White can't cut. Something's about to die. So white's going to come under. Black has already got good value. Now, granted, it did cost black a move to get this. So far, I'm not necessarily against it. But if white doesn't respond, this looks like Sente. So white should play again. Wow. Black has got a great deal in health facing the center, affecting the bottom of the board, while white's getting actually three little tiny stones in the corner, way in black's favor. And Jaseki's actually ends here. If you want to ignore it, ends here. And black has got quite a bit. Now white played away. And on occasion, that's fine. Sort of like maybe white had a Panuki here. So all of black's work is silly. So white should play this way because black's getting nothing. So it always depends on context, right? Okay. So is white alive? Yes. Is white finished? No. Is white settled? I don't know. Let's look at one other while we're here. In this variation, we started with a white stone. But let's say we had started with that black stone, then white plays d3. Well, instead of pretending, let me put it down. Here we are in a similar situation, except instead of black having played at A, which is very forceful, turns out black played at B. So it's a little different. Is white settled? Well, is white alive? Yes. Can black get one of those power plays in Sente? Like that. That's a power play. Thickness at no cost. Okay. Can black do that? Here? Well, black can play this move. Now, white's alive. Did black get thickness? Did black get a power play? No. He got benefit, but white got benefit because white played away. So this is generally considered you can play away or you can respond. Your choice. That's what they say. Now, in actual practice, I've never seen a pro play away. They always respond. Partly because we're in some fight on the left and black plays here. That's perhaps Sente to kill the corner. But if you already had this move in, it's not Sente to kill the corner. So this white move means that later on the left, you can play a move like this. Black says no, and you get to continue here, and your corner's still alive. Okay, so here we have, you can respond or not respond. Now in the 1971 Hanimbo, Yoshiro Ishida played this move, and I haven't seen anyone play it since. But now this is a thickness move. This is something that's, this isn't a knight's move that can be cut and be used against you. This is a much stronger move. And now the corner is a ko. And white gets to decide, do I want to play here or not to live in ko? So again, it's a matter of choice. All very interesting stuff. That used to be one of my favorite books. Was the it was a little hardcover, 1971 Nimbo. And when I was a Q player, I'd go over that and over that. It had so many dog ears in it. It was a beat up old book because I used it so much. Okay, so we looked at this. Next example. Is white settled? Well, we all know this one. But what, and we all agree white settled. Although in the old days, we would always make some sort of extension. It was the one exception to where it looks like it's too far, but it's not really too far. So why have we decided that white settled? And it has to do with all the various ways in which white can settle. So for instance, if black says, "You fool, I have attacked you," white says, "What are you talking about? I'm perfectly fine. I have a base, I have enough room for life, I have a decision, do I want to go further, less, anything? No problems." Black says, "Well, then I'll try this way." "No problem, I'll just live in the corner." Well, that was easy. "Well, but you're not necessarily alive." "Granted, but well, I am alive. I'm either going to get my second eye over here, or I'm going to get it in the corner, or no, I'm alive." Okay. You got a little bit hassled, little bit, but then you got a whole move away. So in this example, we're looking at the rule, if you have three options for health, then you're just healthy. Now, let's look at another example here that it's kind of similar. And of course, we have black being surrounded here. And here we don't ask the question, is black healthy? We ask the question, is black alive? Now we call it me-I. We're alive in me-I. If white plays here, black plays that one. If white plays that one, black plays this one. So black's alive in me-I. Is he healthy? Well, we don't have, it's a silly question because he's alive. But he's only alive because he has me-I. Okay, so here we say white settled because white has three options for health, which makes it easy. Now we're going to go to two options before long here and see what that looks like. But that comes a little later. There are some options here for white, but we're looking at this one at the moment. And now we ask, is white settled? And the answer is no, because it's a pretty serious attack. You can't go to the side. You can't get two eyes. So you have one option here. You have to start running. If you run this way, well, Sante, boom, boom, boom. You can't capture. I say that because that's only one eye and your groups are separated, which means you're playing this way. And that's, I mean, so you're running this way, chase with the knight's move. You don't want a group like this. Now, there's always a chance that context makes it okay. Oh, I happen to have a Panuki out there. Well, how often do you have a Panuki sitting right where you want it? It's not common. So, totally not settled, not healthy. So you got to finish it up, and that's Joseki. And sometimes black doesn't like that. So black's trying various methods to say, no, I don't want you in there. I don't want you expanding out. So the point is not settled. Okay, we looked at that. We looked at that. That brings us to our second line here. Is black settled? Well, black clearly has three options for health. Corner, I'm alive in one move. That's I'm alive. What makes you think you're alive? Well, I'm either going to capture the one stone, which gives me two eyes, one in the corner, and the capture would be an eye. That's two eyes. Or I'm out to the center, or I'm out to the side. So clearly three options. So I'm healthy. Am I settled? I don't know. I guess I also don't know what the term means. And by the way, I also don't know what sente means. Well, that's stupid. It's when he responds. Well, what if he doesn't respond? I guess it wasn't sente. Well, how does that work? I guess sente means I played a move that if you're a rational, reasonable Go player, you really should respond. It's a clearly you're going to lose too much. Okay, that sounds like a reasonable definition, but how often do we come across reasonable, rational Go players? Not very often. So that means, in my mind, sente means I'm going to play a move that I want you to ignore. Please ignore me. That's sente. That's how I've defined it. Anyway, so here, black is healthy, and yet he's not necessarily finished because he's got the open skirt. Well, you can play here to close it. Well, that's a little stupid. That's a horrible little group. Okay, well, I'll kick instead. That's a little, well, yeah, but now you've left a hole in the middle. I can connect under, all this other stuff I can do. If we play this way, it's just this holes. It's just bad. So you have an unfinished group. Well, but I'll get out. Yeah, yeah, you got out all right. So having an open skirt is an annoyance, which is why we don't play the open skirt unless we have a specific, like I have every intention of finishing on this side because of some other thing. Or just close the skirt. Done. Okay. We looked at that. Now we're looking at this example. Is white settled? I don't know. Let's have a look. White plays away. Black says Atari. Well, let's assume for a moment that white's very interested in surviving here. And by that, we're saying that black, in the other part of the game, black had gotten this wall. Oh, so this is a matter of survival then. Well, that means we're going to play Ko. I'm happy to play Ko because if black wins, I get two moves somewhere else. So I was good enough, but I wasn't settled. Interesting. So, okay, so next we can play this way, right? So was white settled? White could get settled easily, and white could actually think about ignoring, because if white plays away and black captures, well, you've got the ko, you've got a move that, depending on context, this could make you healthy. You could just start running away in various, it depends on the board. So it's a light, flexible shape, but not settled. Okay, let's look at another example. It's an old Joseki. I mean, it's been around forever. Is black settled? Well, black will often play away, and now black has a choice. Just live, or there's a ko here. So if this happens much later in the game, black can simply say, oh, that was a light group. I'll play ko. I'll do something. So again, not settled, but light enough to leave it alone for a while. Or if it's like, on this board, I really should think about settling my group. Great. Then you play here and now you're settled, because if white tries anything, boom, I'm completely out in so many ways, right? I can get out in so many ways. So we often see a finish here for black, and we sometimes, if black's looking for a quick move, then just play away. So settled enough. So I don't think we've done much work in defining settling, but rather we've added settled enough, we've added healthy enough, light versus settled. So I'm probably bringing up more questions than answers. Here's a Joseki I used to play a lot as 5-dan. It was in vogue 50 years ago. And it's like, is black settled? Well, black can cut at A, which kills the white stone. Black can live with B, get out at C. So black's fine. How about white? Well, the point of this Joseki is my D group is my D stone, which is not a group. The D stone, oh, I'm giving it up. So just remove some marks here. We're talking about the A group. Well, the A group is very healthy. It has no eyes, but it can move to the left, to the center, to the right, towards the bottom. Great thickness. Let's actually finish the Joseki. And now there's a ladder, which a lot of times white will just play away because the ladder is good for him. But this is some pretty serious thickness. And you might play again to say, I want to finish. I want, instead of thickness, I want strength in the center. Now that's a big corner to give away, which is why we don't see it much anymore. But if it's time for center, maybe white has 2 4/4s up top. Fantastic, Joseki. Or if the ladder works for white, so white gets another move somewhere else. So is white healthy? Yeah. How come? Because there's so many ways to get healthy. You can't begin any sort of serious attack whatsoever, because I'll just do anything. I might even ignore and I'll still be fine. Okay. I have to go back and find the main tree, unless I'm on it. I am on it. Okay. Boom. Boom. Did that. Okay. Did that. This a main tree? Let's try this one. Nope, that's that one. That's that one. I guess that's the end of this tree. Okay, let's assume that's the case and go back to the last tree trunk. This it's called the magic sword. Before AI, you went into any tournament into the open section. You know, you got 20 boards there. At least 10 of them have this Joseki on it. It was extremely common Joseki with tons of variations. Each variation had tons of variations, and all us 4, 5, and 6 dons had to know it thoroughly because everyone's playing it and doing everything. It's like, man, since AI, gone. All the hard Josekis are gone. Okay. Uh, let's start with white. Is white fine? Well, if black cuts, okay, that's not a cut. Okay. What about this one? Well, this is actually part of the Joseki, and it's a long, sorry, just a second. White, black, white, black, black. I don't know if I can remember it. These are all sacrifice stones Black's doing just so that he can get, oh man, it goes on and on, let me tell you. Just to get a small outside advantage. But anyway, this is a dead stone, therefore white is okay. And if white doesn't like that, white can play this way. And white's good. Black plays here, white can just come under, white's fine. Okay, so white's okay. Is black okay? Well, black can move to the side, black can move to the center. No, it's only two options. So Joseki is to, let's put it here for now. Now we're either going to connect under or over that stone, which makes us fine. Now we usually go as far as we can, leave a little weakness, and then make sure we get a push later to make it not too far. That used to bother me so much. Okay, so black's not okay. So black would continue up top, and white would have Sente. Okay, next thing to look at. Black's okay, we know. Is white okay? Well, no. But AI says, oh, play away. If you want to, just you can play away. Well, we can only move to the side or center. That's only two options. How can you say you're okay? So white plays away and black says, I'm after you now. Okay, well, what was the problem? I'm out. You can't surround me. Well, got to tell you, this is a problem I'm working with personally. There's an idea of, for me, it's a new definition of health. Yeah, you can hurt me, but it doesn't hurt too much right now. Well, I've certainly tried that against professionals in the past, and let me tell you, it did not work out too well. But Now that I'm understanding it better and better, I'm like, actually, just this last month, I'm thinking to myself, I can't wait for this to come up in a game. I'm going to try ignoring. I think I can make it. I think I can pick up a whole move like this white move, and when he attacks me, I'll just run out. But let's imagine, okay, this black has an extra move here, and whatever else has happened, and so that when I'm running and black's chasing me, black's getting too much profit, or black had an extra stone making it more difficult for me or something. So this is where you have to really be aware of context before you start taking risky actions. So the common idea, oh, settle your group. Why in the world wouldn't you settle? Well, because you're being naughty and you're greedy. You want to get an extra move. I would say you can't play away from a group like this correctly till you're well up the dawn ladder. Before that, it's just silly. You are weak before that. So let's phrase it that way. How strong do you need to be before you can ignore, and it's a healthy group? Oh, 4, 5, 6, you're done. Yeah. Till then, just settle your group, right? Every time I get a new student, step one, let's see if you can settle your groups. Have a whole board reasonable game. Oh, you didn't settle your group. Well, I was thinking, no, whoa, whoa. Step one, settle your groups. If you can do that, we'll go to step two. Okay, let's see what else we got going on here. Here. And I want to do this one here. Is black settled? Oh, I don't know. Is black healthy? Absolutely. What makes us think that? Well, heck, I can come to the corner for life. I can run to the side. I can run to the center in a whole bunch of ways. I'm perfectly healthy. Now, when we look at move one, black gets life, points, and an attack. That's a big move. I remember Mr. Yang saying that to me once. Oh, very big move. It is. It's a three-purpose move. Wonderful. But if you play away, perfectly healthy group. Okay. Next, you can play away again. Well, if white attacks you, just run out. So like we saw a second ago, just run out. Jujo used to do this to me. Professional night on. It's like just run out. You can't surround me, you can't catch me, I'm perfectly fine. You got two moves away. It's like, oh man, it's like cheating. He would cheat some things on me because it's like you can't hurt me, you can't attack me. I'll just run away. So I regularly play away from this move as black and pick up a whole move elsewhere. A lot of times it looks like this, and then because I'm really learning to love this move versus this one. Anyway, let's see if there's anything else on this tree trunk. We did that, right? Oh, I see. Looked at that one, and that might be the end. Yeah. I believe that's the end of all my trees. Make sure about this. Right. Okay. So we took a stab at defining settling. I don't feel as we got an answer as much as examples as to how you want to develop your groups. Now, this video is based on someone sending in a comment. I love when you guys comment. So far, we've only had one negative comment. And it was some guy comments, he says, "Stop talking, we want to play." Okay, I got a kick out of that. Stop talking, we want to play. So this was based on a comment, someone saying, "You talk about settling your groups, can you please define that?" Well, apparently the answer is no. Although I did comment back to him saying it would be really helpful if you help me with a video and you start asking me questions. And maybe together we can find a definition. And I've yet to hear back. Matter of fact, I have 4 of those where I've responded back to someone saying, "That's a great question and it's hard to answer. But if we got together and did a video for other people, it could really be educational." And one person went on vacation. One person said, "I'm busy right now." So 3 people are planning on getting back to me. And this 4th guy, I don't know yet. Okay, that's me rambling. I'll attempt to stop, and we'll see you all later. Okay, thanks. Bye.